Last time, we finally left Port Saint-Louis-du-Rhône after 2 years of big boatworks to run the first sailing tests. We sailed along La Côte Bleue, the city of Marseille, and entered in the national park of the Calanques, a golden piece of nature, spectacular from the land as much as from the sea. We spent the night in the Calanque of Morgiou until a bitter surprise happened.
We knew that we wanted to run a lot of tests with ORIYO as soon as she was in the water. As soon as this morning, we know that we were right about that. We kind of started the day with quite a bad surprise. The gearbox controller that we handle in the cockpits seems to be dying slowly and quickly now. We had a clue before leaving Port Saint-Louis, but it was still working. So as we needed to sail and check a lot of other things, we did leave. Well, this morning we know that we probably should have changed it before leaving, but you know that there's always something you have to change and to do again and again. And well, it's an old boat. We know that this kind of bad surprise, it's something that we'll have to face in the future again. But this one, it's quite complicated. So we'll have to order a new one, wait until it's arrived, then go into a harbor for, as quick as possible, change it. The tricky part will be to get into the marina. As for now, we have a forward that goes slowly and a backward that goes really, really slowly and sometimes don't at all.
We sailed slowly and prudently to reach an anchorage in the bay of La Ciotat. Then we started to look for a new gear stick and reach a marina to make the switch. The stick is connected to 2 cables, one for going forward and one for backward. They are both new and fastened to the gearbox next to the engine, but the lever itself is old. Moreover, the cables seem to not be settled right on the gearbox, which stops the transmission from working properly. And we had to switch the position on the gearbox manually. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Therefore, we managed to get into a marina to change the stick. And the mechanics showed us with sharpness and exactitude how to do the fine-tuning of the cable. All along the summer, we had done sailings and tests with ORIYO. We needed to know her, to learn her reaction to sea, waves, wind, from upwind to downwind. We had to observe how she felt within all of these motions. We wanted to try several setups without sails and watch how she moves, how she reacts. We tried to catch her strength, her limits, her weaknesses, as well as her abilities. In the meantime, we worked on our ergonomics to find our bearings, our place aboard. We checked as many options as we could, given that during summertime in this part of the Mediterranean Sea, we don't have a lot of wind. So we had to resign and not do the tests with 30 to 40 knots and bigger waves. This is how our days look like on ORIYO. We are running the first tests on the light wind, as we are beam wedge with about 10 to 12 knots of wind, and we are going just with the Genoa at about 5.2 knots.
So it's quite good performance. And well, the sea is flat, so that helps as well.
So now we are with the Genoa and the mainsail, and the speed is quite good, 6.5 knots to 7 knots.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Glad of the performances?
Well, the problem because the propeller is too big, it's not, I don't know the word in English. Fold, I don't know.
Well, the propeller cannot be fold while you are sailing. So.
It's too big. We don't buy a new one because we don't have the money for that for now. So that's the first problem. This is the big propeller, and the second problem is I think the sails are too small on ORIYO. The main sail is around 35, 46, maybe 37 square meter, and the Genoa is 62 or 65 square meter, which is good if you have a lot of wind, but for light wind it's not enough. It's not enough.
I'll wait till the morning. I'll fight this alone. On my road to ruin, I'll follow you home. Whenever we'll get there, we'll start with a name. 2 kinds of behavior. I'll take 3 for the team and play again.
So, what about this sailing?
This is the perfect condition for Stephanie. Flat sea, 10 to 15 knots of wind. The boat is not moving too much, so we are not rolling. And I can stay here, which is my favorite place on deck. I guess the weather is going to change. It's very cloudy there.
I'll cherish my demons and lead them to fire. Most of the time I hear angel choirs. With you I'm weak.
What are you doing?
I'm doing crosswords with the coffee and the sun and the beautiful weather. And hopefully we'll have a little bit of wind today in a good way, so we can go on the east side, probably to Porquerolles.
Oh yeah, we don't know exactly. I think we're going to Porquerolles. No, not Porquerolles, because the wind is from the west, and Porquerolles is a nice anchorage when the wind comes from the east. So I think.
But we have the Presqu'île de Giens.
Yes, Presqu'île de
That's all
Giens.
right.
We know this region. We've been both coming here since we were kids with our own families. We've been living here for 15 years, scuba diving, swimming, hiking, spending so many days at sea with motor or sailing boats. But this time, this summer on ORIYO was completely different, fulfilling, grateful, and unique.
So we're leaving Saint-Cyr-sur-Mer and we are going to Presqu'île de Giens, Hyères. It's an anchorage. At the east, the weather is very nice, the wind is very good. We have something like 15 knots of wind.
Bad. We have the mainsail full and a couple of reef in the Genoa, and we are heading about 7.7 or 7.8
with
knots with
18.
about 18 knots of wind.
On va se tirer la boire les canaux vite, je peux filmer un peu. Normalement, il a tout dessus, lui. Il une rattrape. So the wind picked up a little bit. We have around 15 knots, and the speed is quite good. We have around 7 and 7.5 knots. And it's a good surprise because it's an old boat with a new keel. So we have to learn everything about this boat, and I'm very happy. It's a first sail with a perfect condition, like the sea is perfect, the wind is perfect, the angle to the wind is perfect, and the speed is quite good for not to race but to travel. So I'm very happy, and I can't wait to sail with more wind and bigger waves to see if the boats have the same speed. Well, we are very lucky. So we work a lot for that, but it's a good. I don't have the one in English. Récompense.
Reward.
It's a good reward. It's a good reward. See you.
Keep enjoying this beautiful sail. The wind has died out a little bit. We only have like 10 knots of wind, but we are sailing okay. It's a downwind and we are at about 4.5–5 knots of speed, which is pretty good. And well, we are with all the sails up, and we're enjoying this so nice sail. We are about to get in front of Saint-Mandrier, which is a nice small town right next to the Cap Sissier. And Cap Sissier that we just passed is famous for its sometimes not that good state of the sea. Usually when there's a lot of wind here, it's quite difficult for the boats to go through. But well, today with this beautiful weather, there's absolutely no issue. You have the island of Porquerolles. You can see that today it's a pretty nice day to be sailing, as there are so many sailing boats all around us. It's really nice to see that. We are getting close to la Presqu'île de Giens, which is where we are going to anchor this night. And it's actually right behind me, but on the other side of the Presqu'île, because here there is a big beach, very famous for the kitesurf activity and windsurf and etc. And it's more windy and you have the waves. That's why they come here to practice. But on the other side, on the east side, you have an amazing and more calm with some west wind anchorage, and it's where we are heading to.
Thanks a lot for watching this episode. We hope you enjoyed ORIYO sailing the sea. This was the first pickle, luckily solved to keep sailing and testing the boat. We just started learning from each other. Don't miss our next step, sailing along the French Med coasts. Since then, you can stop by our Patreon page and find out more. Feel free to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel and let us a little comment. Take care. Bye bye.